Hi, my name is Oleg from Attuned.ai, and today I'll talk about how to turn your managerial blind spots into strength. Different people are motivated by different things, and here are some ideas on how to turn your differences into strength. Today I'll talk about 4 motivators that typically create conflict. Number 1, rationality. It's easy to acknowledge that most of the decisions in business should be based on a high degree of rationality as opposed to emotions. Therefore, if you're a high-rationality manager and your team is not motivated by data or scientific methods, you need to resist the urge to over-explain. While you might feel the need to walk some people through your rationale on the way to a decision, it's best to keep it simple and straightforward. Build a culture of rationality to get people comfortable making decisions based on discussion, debate, and data. Just don't dominate the discussion and leave room for other people to speak. On the other hand, if you're a low rationality manager leading a high rationality team, always explain more than you think you need to. Chances are very high your team wants to know how you thought through a decision. During discussions, also ask why more often. This lets other people explain their thought process and gives you time to work through their ideas. Also, you can use your team's high need for rationality as an advantage and delegate complicated projects you might not enjoy otherwise. Number 2, security. Security can be loosely defined as having a set of rules or processes to follow. Do you prefer to plan your holidays out perfectly? Then security might be a need-to-have motivator for you. As a leader, you have to first understand how high or low need for security affects your decision-making and the people in your team. Leaders with high security, leading teams that are not very process-oriented, should put a minimal amount of guardrails in place to keep things on track. But if you can, do not over-administrate. Encourage the team members to suggest process improvements. If a strict process is unavoidable and necessary, make sure the team fully understands the importance of it. If you're a manager with a low security leading a highly process-oriented teams, you must be way more specific that you are comfortable with. Remember that your team may need more instruction that you would like to give them. So use the team's motivators to your advantage and brainstorm potential guidelines that will help them to increase performance or efficiency. Also, encourage the team to speak up when they are unclear on what they should be doing. Number 3, autonomy. Similar to security in some ways, autonomy is the ability to make your own decisions. Giving people autonomy doesn't mean losing control. However, some people do desire more autonomy than the others. If you're a high autonomy leader managing a lower autonomy team, don't be afraid to direct when needed. Your team will not mind at all. Be very specific about what you want or what you expect. Also, create time and space for yourself with a dedicated team-oriented time where you can be more hands-on. On the other hand, if your autonomy as a leader is low and you manage a team with a high autonomy, focus on the results and do trust your team to find their own way there. Be a coach during the one-on-ones, ask lots of questions, and guide rather than direct. Number 4, feedback. Feedback might be the easiest motivator for people to understand, but it's also easy to miss some of the nuances. For example, having a high need for feedback doesn't necessarily mean you appreciate criticism, constructive or not. If your need for feedback is high and you manage a team with a low feedback, you need to pick your moments and make them matter. Don't just give feedback left and right. Ask for specific feedback from the team. That said, positive reinforcement is still needed, as aside from feedback, you will be also appealing to other motivators like status or competition. If your feedback, on the other hand, are low and you manage a high feedback team, please leave some room for feedback in every one-on-one, every team meeting, and encourage an open exchange of ideas. Make sure that people feel that their feedback is heard. Listen, think, and speak, in that order, all the time. So today I only covered 4 possible blind spots. If you want to learn about yours and reduce the conflicts in your team, please get in touch with us.